Hey everybody, today's video I have a very special unboxing video, and before I get into it I did just want to say I was sent this for free by LDY for the purposes of reviewing and talk about an upcoming competition they have. So if you're not interested, I guess you can skip ahead, but I would highly recommend you check this out because LDY is going to be doing a competition with 50 winners. They're giving away 50 balisongs for free. All you have to do is enter a competition that they're doing. So there's no restrictions on the type of balisong. They have some good prizes. You can get a Vixen, a Cygnus AL, Sirius, an Orion, a Frank Z, or a Frank-P. So that's very cool. And basically what you have to do is record a little video of you flipping. They said you can either do a fancy combo or some kind of editing, or flipping with some kind of cool editing. And basically the way to submit is to either post it on your Instagram and use the hashtag 2024 LDY Competition, and then you're going to invite as a collaborator at LDY Balisong. So you're going to invite them as a collaborator. You're going to want to make sure you follow that account. It is a brand new account just made for this competition. So at LDY Balisong. So you can post it directly on Instagram, or you can upload it to YouTube, and from Instagram basically post the link to the YouTube video. And then once again use the hashtag and invite LDY as a collaborator. They do say that Instagram and YouTube must have 50 plus followers combined. Now, if you're on Instagram at all, that really shouldn't be too difficult to do. It's pretty easy to get followers on there. It might be a little harder if you only have YouTube. But, you know, those are their rules. I'm sure that's just to make sure people can't have a ton of different accounts, or that there's no, like, scam bots and stuff like that. So that is basically what it's going to look like. There's going to be judges. You can't judge your own entry, but you can participate. If you are a judge, it'll be scored from 0 to 10. Then the top 5 will be determined by average score. And basically, they're going to be running this competition from November 25th to December 24th. So, November 25th to Christmas Eve, you guys are going to have 1 month to record your flipping videos, upload them to YouTube, post them on Instagram, and with hashtag 2024 LDY Competition, and then tag LDY as a collaborator. So that, I think, is really exciting for the community. But what is a little more exciting for me today is this right here. Like I said, I was sent this for the purposes of review. This is the Frank-P. P, of course, being plastic. Now it looks like we get the balisong. We get one of these little token here. I'm wondering if this is one of the things you're supposed to, like, hold up to your phone, or if it's just a token. I'm not honestly sure. And then I think this is just foam then. Even if this is just a little token, I think that's actually really cool. And honestly, if it was a keychain, I'd probably put it on my keychain. But what we are interested in is the balisong. Oh, okay, that's very interesting already. Let's see. Here it is, the Frank-P. Oh, okay, this is actually very interesting. So, it flips very well. This actually has really good tolerances for being plastic. I'm quite shocked. It does still tap because it's plastic, but in terms of, like, play, I don't think there is any. Yeah, I guess maybe the slightest bit of play. I'm assuming it's on washers. Yeah, it looks like it's probably on washers. This balisong was last I checked, is around $35 USD on their website. Give or take $5. It was around that price when I checked. So you're looking at a plastic balisong that is actually much cheaper than pretty much anything else out there. It's certainly cheaper than anything that Squid makes. And based on my initial impressions of it, I would say that this flips better than the Squiddy lineup. Granted, I have not tried the Squiddy AL. So the Squiddy AL might be different, but it's not plastic. So for the purposes of talking about plastic, this is better than the plastic Squiddies. That is for sure. It's definitely a different material than than anything I've felt. I've only ever tried the Squiddy C. So, granted, it's going to be a little... I don't know what necessarily a standard Squiddy flips like. But yeah, I do think that with this being plastic and the Squiddies being plastic, while these aren't like direct competitors, I do think that is kind of part of the deciding factor of, okay, do I want a Squiddy or do I want a Frank-P? I will say that I think the Frank-P looks better than a Squiddy. It's got the nice happy little guy here. And I think that's great. I mean, there used to be, I think the Squiddy G had a little happy cutout, but they discontinued that. So if you want a balisong with a happy little guy on it, it's plastic, I guess the Frank-P is your best option for that. But yeah, the flipping is actually quite good. I'm pretty impressed. The plastic itself is a little slippery. I don't know if it's slippery because it's new and out of the box, or if it's going to continue to be this slippery. Oh, I just noticed these little like inlays are actually the face of the Frank-P. That's really cool. So these are like little Pac-Man-esque cutouts of the design on the tip of the blade. That is actually very cool. But yeah, as you guys can see, it flips really well. The balance on it's actually really nice. Pretty neutral, I would have to say. And it's obviously letting me do pretty much all the tricks I normally do. But yeah, it is a little slippery, at least for my liking. It's possible, you know, some of you might not have issues with that, and I'm sure it's going to depend on climate. If you're in an area that gets, say, a lot of moisture and humidity, this might be better. But right now it is fall/winter, so it's pretty dry where I'm at. But it flips very well. I do think that potentially the grip could be better. These little inlays they're actually pretty cool now that I know it's the Frank design. However, they're not adding anything for grip, so it's purely cosmetic. I feel like the biggest surface that I wish there was more grip is just right up by the pivots. Like, right there. It's just, if there was some kind of like milling or a cutout right up here, I think would help a lot. I will say though, it does mostly feel like it's slippery because there's some kind of oil on it possibly. But it's not leaving any oil on my hands, so I'm not sure what that's about. I'm going to have to let you guys know in a future video whether or not it's still slippery, or if that was just kind of some initial factory finishing things that rub off over time. But I do think it flips really well. In terms of durability, I don't really know what this is going to be like. Obviously, it's not going to be that extraordinary as it is plastic. Looks like we are, yeah, pinsless. Pinsless on plastic should be fine. Other companies have done that, like Flip Forge. Squid does not do that. They use Zen pins with plastic. And I don't think people have issues with that handle gap closing either. But I'm not too worried about handle gap or anything like that since it's plastic. But this, as far as I'm aware, should be TSA safe, just because of the way it's made. And I honestly think that if I'm looking for a nice little public flipper, there is a good chance that this will actually see some daily use for me. It's a pretty fun little balisong. Compared to the kinds of things I flip, the handles feel a little thicker. They're definitely pretty square handles. I don't want to keep just, you know, comparing it to a squiddy, because I don't think that's fair to the team at LDY and all the work that they have put into it. But it does, to me, it feels like their version of a squiddy, and I do think they did it better and for less. Now, sure, some of that is because, you know, they're made in overseas, and by nature, you're just able to make them cheaper that way. But nonetheless, I think that the Frank-P is actually one of the best plastic balisongs I have tried. I am rather impressed with the flipping performance of this balisong. I'm really hoping that over time it'll kind of lose some of its slipperiness as it gets worn in, because that would actually make this a very competent flipper. One thing I actually like about it is that it's pretty quiet. Even on the close, it's quite quiet considering there's no rubber dampening it. My camera really wants to fall off my head, guys. I'm sorry. Try that. But yeah, it flips very well. I do really like this balance point that they've got, this kind of neutral. Yeah, honestly, the only complaint that I have about this is the grip. But like I said, for like 35 bucks, I think not including shipping. I'm not sure if they have free shipping. But 35 bucks market retail value, or around 35. This is not only one of the best plastic balisongs, but I do think this could actually be a very good kind of intro to balisongs if you've got someone that's not looking to spend a lot of money. Now, of course, if you're someone who you want to get into the hobby, you want the best starting place, you get the LDY Orion. I've not tried an Orion. I really want to try an Orion. I may buy one in the future if they restock and have the color that I want, because I would really like to try an Orion. But as I understand it, if you want a beginner balisong, buy an LDY Orion. But if you're looking for something under 50 bucks, just to kind of try it, the Frank-P might actually be a really good option. Obviously, I'm going to spend some time with this, kind of get some more finalized thoughts on it. But out of the box, this is... I'm kind of blown away by how good this is, especially for the price. And of course, you know, the fact that they sent it to me for free. I'm so grateful for LDY. They're great. I'm most grateful for you guys that watch me. None of this kind of stuff would happen without you. You know, I never really saw that this would be the kind of thing where companies would send me stuff, but here we are. And for that, I'm very grateful. But that is my initial thoughts on the Frank-P. If you guys enjoyed the video, you can always like and subscribe. When we get 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a face reveal and some other stuff. But yeah, that was all I had for you guys today. Hope you all enjoyed, had a great day, and until next time, keep flipping.